Hello, welcome to the channel. East Florida Explorer here, and happy Cemetery Sunday. Thank you for joining me. Today I am at the Glencoe Geiger Cemetery here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. This isn't the end, just the beginning of eternity. And this is a Florida historical site, as which the sign stated at the entrance. This cemetery here in New Smyrna Beach was once pretty much all by itself out here for a long time. Now, there's a massive amount of development, homes being built, apartments, condos, everything right around this area. And we're out in the middle, kind of nowhere. I-95 is really close to the major interstate, but as far as being close to downtown New Smyrna, we're pretty far out. Let's check out a couple of these graves here. There's a lot of old ones and a lot of new ones. And here at the cemetery, I'm already starting to notice a lot of veterans, kind of military graves. We have Clifford Williams, Florida private, the U.S. Army of World War I. He was born in 1893 and passed away in 1969. And a little history, little information of this cemetery is that the land here was donated by the Geiger family from the Smith family that's buried here. And this cemetery is primarily an African-American cemetery with two white families, one of them being the Smiths. And I just seen this other grave. It's another veterans military grave. Frank Sherrard, Florida private, World War II, and he passed away in 1962. But something took a big chunk out of the side. And I was reading info about this cemetery. So I like to find the ones that are kind of off the beaten path a little. So I thought this was gonna be like an abandoned style, kind of in ruinsy type cemetery, but really it's not bad. It's pretty nice, it's upkept, everything's good. But when I was reading about it, it said that I guess there was a lot of vandalism that had been going on here probably before all these houses, you know, are built. They're all back there, lots of houses all around down the road. It's just, the development is insane here in Florida right now. Got Jody Augusta Connors, the U.S. Army in Korea, 1929 to 1987. Lots and lots of these graves that are raised up. And what I'm noticing also is there are so many of these military graves. Jesse Creech, Mississippi, private in the U.S. Army, World War II. He was born in 1915, passed away in 1973. And I haven't seen any graves that are super duper old yet. When I was looking, I think there's one in here from 1911. That could be the oldest grave here. But everything's pretty spread out real far. And a lot of them don't really have who was here, or it's hard to see. Little plates, or they're just gone over time. Like this one. And I'm kind of trying to keep an eye out for the Smith family, since they were listed as one of the families in here. This section over here slightly looks a little older. Yeah, maybe some from the 50s, but there's a lot of dips. Don't step near that. Little holes right next to the raised graves. Oh, and I gotta show him. Got a little friend of the day. Friend of the day. Not sure what kind of tortoise that is. He's a box turtle. I would call it a gopher tortoise, but his shell is totally different. Pretty cool colors and design. And I'd have to say, a majority of the graves in here are these white marble graves. John Norman Isaac, Florida, World War II, 1922 to 1958. Just making my way around the cemetery, kind of to the front now, the right front, and I've already walked from way over there. This one's different. Edward Scott, 1880. Is that a 8 to 1955? And I finally found the area, which I believe this is the oldest one that I saw online that was here. Sarah J. Bennett, January 31st, 1869 to May 11th, 1911. And then right here in this line, there's a baby grave. Can't read it very well, but here are the Smith family. Edward L. Smith, 1867 to 1954. And Nancy Smith, 1865 to 1905. So Nancy is actually the oldest grave I have seen in here yet. And let me take those words back, because this one would actually be the oldest. Mary E. Smith, 1873 to 1881. So that is now the oldest one I've seen, the late 1800s. And A.C. Smith, 1826 to 1892. And that's so fascinating that in the late 1800s that these people got buried here. And in this area around me, if you could see this way, it's all woods. This is all woods. It's all swampland, cypress. So at one time there was nothing out here. But this was an area off of New Smyrna Beach called Glencoe. or Glencoe. I always say Coe. So it was probably a little community at one time. And also in every Florida cemetery on my side of Florida, there's always gopher tortoises homes, because they love these sandy hills here, the sand dunes all around East Florida. Well, thank you so much for joining me here at the Glencoe Geiger Cemetery in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. I'll see you guys next time.